and welcome. So if you weren't able to attend today's class, I'm going to go ahead and go over a little bit about what we discussed in class today. This is a very brief version of what we went over, but you will still be able to get the general consensus of everything that's going to be going on in this class. As you can see on the screen, there are various expectations that we have virtually, just like find a quiet place to work, come with your computer charged or with your charger, use headphones if possible, come with a growth mindset, which you'll learn a little bit more about on Thursday. Have your microphone off, and video is totally optional. During the class, just please pay attention and participate. Keep all electronics put away. If you want to speak up, please raise your hand and wait to be called on. Speak clearly and loudly, and be kind and respectful of your peers. If you want to use the chat box, go ahead and put any questions or concerns that you may have. I will answer them throughout the period, and keep the chat on topic. So let's move on. The next thing that I showed the class is just various objectives for this lesson. The objectives include students will be able to explain why stereotypes will not exist in Ms. Vargas' class this year/semester, depending on what period you're in, and students will be able to know what to expect this year or semester. We also began the class by completing a Do Now, which you can locate in Google Classroom. If you have any questions or concerns about where to navigate to get to this Do Now, go ahead and shoot me an email. But just generally, you're going to go to Google Classrooms. You're going to go to Tuesday, September 8th, 2020, and you will see the Do Now there. The Do Now has no right or wrong answer. It's just for you to respond. Define the term stereotypes in your own words. Because you're working asynchronously, I still would love for you to complete this Do Now. So you will have until 11:59 tomorrow to complete this Do Now. Just go ahead, go to your Google Classroom, and type something in the Do Now section. Again, there is no right or wrong answer. You are just getting graded based on completion. Then we went into a stereotypes activities where students were asked to pull out a blank sheet of paper and a writing or drawing utensil. If you would like to participate in this activity, I think this is a very empowering activity, and for that reason, I want you to take part in this activity as well. So go ahead and collect a blank sheet of paper and or writing utensil of your choice. If you do not have either, that's totally fine. But if you do, please take about 1 minute to do so. Okay, wonderful. So now that we've done that, you can see the stereotypes activity slide. In this slide, there was an audio, and basically in this audio, I introduced the students to what the stereotypes activity is, but for the purpose of this video, I will tell you what to do with the blank sheet of paper and the writing utensil of your choice. So basically, you're going to take your blank sheet of paper and the writing utensil of your choice, and all you're going to do is draw a teacher. This can be any teacher, just someone who looks like a teacher. If you wanted to, and I gave students this option, you could draw me since you haven't been able to see me just yet. Again, I will give you 1 to 2 minutes to complete this drawing. At this point, you can pause this video to draw. It's totally up to you. And if you do not have a drawing or writing utensil, go ahead and envision it in your head. Wonderful. Now that you have done that, we went back into the stereotypes activity, and I asked students to draw what someone who is good at math looks like. So just draw someone who you think is good at math. Again, 1 to 2 minutes to do this. If you don't have a writing utensil and a piece of paper, go ahead and just imagine in your head. Wonderful. Now that we've done that, I introduced the students what does a teacher look like. Traditionally, stereotypically, teachers are thought to be women. This is because women were believed to be more nurturing than men. Therefore, they were seen as the ideal candidates to fill that need. Colleges expanded their teacher programs and encouraged these female students to enroll at the expense of other majors. But men can also be nurturing, and gender does not and should not define your ability to take on various roles. Other stereotypes that are attached to teachers are they're much older, around the age of your parents, and they're well educated. You might think that all of your teachers majored in education in college. As far as what does someone who's good at math look like, you may have answered a man, or someone who looks like a quote-unquote nerd, or someone who's quote-unquote smart. This is because men, while women were expected to take on nurturing roles, men were expected to fulfill quantitative roles, such as roles in STEM field. Once again, gender does not and should not define your ability to take on various roles or to be successful at these roles. You may have drawn a quote-unquote nerd, and this is defined as a single-minded expert in a particular technical field. Stereotypical characteristics attached to nerds are someone with very large glasses, braces, buck teeth, several acne, and pants worn to their waist. Again, this is a quote-unquote nerd. Stereotypes attached to the term nerd. You may have also drawn someone who you think is inherently smart. The thing is, smartness is just about being curious enough to ask new information and recognize when you don't already know something. Being smart is an ability to put ideas together, create solutions to problems, and being smart is the ability to focus, concentrate, and communicate. All of these skills we will acquire this semester, so that being said, there's no such thing as being inherently smart at math. After I did all that, I asked the students, okay, so what's the point of this presentation? And I shared a short video, which you can go ahead and navigate on your own if you would like to watch the video. I will post these videos on Google Classroom for you to see under the following video names: the negative impact of stereotypes and the unconscious bias attached in education. You may or may not choose to watch these videos, that's totally fine, but the point of this video was so that students can learn that I understand that there's various stereotypes attached to you, to all my students in education, and that is something that I want to do away with. Many of the stereotypes introduced in these videos have been attached to me when I was in school, and for that reason I want to do away with them in this classroom. I want you to know that I will not judge you based on any preconceived notions that may come with various stereotypes attached to you, to your gender, to your race, to your age, etc. Stereotypes will not exist in this class, and I hope you do not spread them onto me or to your classmates, and I will not spread them onto you or any of my coworkers. Same thing. So that being said, we concluded that lesson, discussed a little bit about how this video made our students feel and how they felt about me doing away with stereotypes in this classroom. And the consensus was we're excited, we're thrilled because so many of our teachers have placed so many stereotypes on us, and that is not okay, and that is why I will not do that to you this semester. Once again, we discussed a little bit about this, but then we also went over what does someone who is actually good at math look like, and we came to the conclusion that it is you. If you look in the mirror, that is someone who is actually good at math. And you may not feel that you are good at math or inherently good at math. Once again, inherently good at math is not a real thing. But you are someone who is capable of being good at math, and I hope throughout the semester you are able to see that. Then we went over what do I, your teacher, actually look like, and this is where I introduced myself to your peers. Because I am recording this after, you will not get to see that interaction, but hopefully tomorrow we will get the chance to meet each other and you will see what I actually look like. The general consensus of this was that I'm a woman. That was correct, but I am much younger than most of your teachers, and I am also well educated, and I just graduated from UT. Then I went on to discuss a little bit more about me. You'll see the About Me page here. And in this page, you will get an insight on what my favorite book is. That is The Giving Tree. I hope you got a chance to read this book. It's such a good book. Then I talked about what my favorite movie is, and that is Big Fish. And if you have not seen this movie just yet, I highly recommend it. Then I introduced my dog, whose name is Cole, after J. Cole. Introduced a couple pictures of my friends that I made in college. And then I discussed an interesting fact about me, and that was that I actually do not have one favorite color. I like various color palettes, and so right now this is my favorite color palette, which just means various color combinations. Then we went into the name game, where your peers and I shared various adjectives as well as our names. So my name was Victorious Vargas. We had an awesome Alyssa, different things like that. So I hope that whenever I meet you and get the chance to meet you, you'll have the opportunity to share your adjective with me. This adjective would just tell me a little bit more about you and your personality, and it will be a word that describes you. After that, we got into what to expect this semester, and I will be sharing with you what to expect this semester. So let's go through the slides together, and I will tell you a little bit more about the semester. So as you can see here, this is the remote instruction schedule. As you can see, based on your period, there's different times in which you have to log in and log out, and there's differences in schedules depending on what period you're in. But as you can see, everyone has asynchronous days and synchronous days, and I will be discussing with you what these days entail. So on synchronous days, you will be working on assignments independently. You will have 24 hours from your scheduled class period to complete said assignment unless stated otherwise. For example, if you are in my first period class, my first period starts at 8:20 a.m. So if I assigned something to my students today, Monday, at 8 a.m., then my students would have until 8 a.m. Tuesday, the next day, to complete that assignment. Super easy, super simple. If you have any additional questions, go ahead and reach out to me. On these days, I will also schedule a time for you to get any additional assistance or support. I showed this to the students, but I will also be showing this on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. So I will show you how to navigate to the direct support system a little bit more when I get to meet you all tomorrow. As far as on synchronous days, you'll be responsible for attending our live Google Meets, just like the other students did today. And it's totally fine that you weren't able to join today. I totally understand. But in the event that you were not able to attend or are not able to attend again in the future, if you happen to miss a synchronous day for any reason, you will be responsible for contacting me so that you can have access to this recording or any recordings of any of our lectures. And then you will be responsible for turning in that day's assignments by the following day. Once again, if you're my 8:20 a.m. class, my first period class, then you will have until Tuesday, 8:20 a.m. to complete said assignments. That is 24 hours from the start of your class period. Again, exceptions may be made for illness and valid emergencies, in particular those dealing with the current public crisis. Then we talked a little bit more about grades. Grades will be turned into the grade book on a weekly basis, more specifically every Friday. There'll be major grades and minor grades, and the major grade to 40% of your grade, while the minor grade is 60% of your grade. A semester and a final exam will be administered in this course. These tests are administered by the school, so I would give you more information on when these tests are set to be due or when you're going to complete these tests a little bit more later on. But these tests are always going to be 25% of your quarter grade. As far as minor assignments go, we will have 2 minor assignments, and that is participation. This is the easiest grade that you can get in this class. All you have to do is be present, do the work, and follow all classroom expectations. You'll receive a participation grade every day, and if you are absent, you'll have the opportunity to make up that grade. Contact me to find out how. If you're watching this video, and I know that you are watching this video because I sent you this video, you are okay. You have your participation grade for today. Now, another minor grade that you will have in this class is the interactive math notebook. You'll be graded on your ability to take notes and to remain organized. Super simple, super easy. All you need to do is follow the layout, which we will go over on Friday. Okay, these are super easy grades. Super, super, super easy. So now let's go into the major assignments. As far as major assignments go, you will have projects, and with these projects, you will have the opportunity to complete them in a group or independently. I know we have preferences, and that's totally okay. And we will also have unit quizzes. Unit quizzes, I wouldn't stress out too much about. If you keep up with your interactive math notebook, these quizzes will be a breeze. We will have review days before every quiz, and sometimes I will even let you use your math notebooks. So please keep up with your math notebooks. And then once again, you will have midterm exams and final exams, which are administered by the school. So what do I need to do in this class? Well, you're responsible for completing daily engagement activities for each class for attendance purposes. These are due 24 hours from the start of your class period. You must also complete daily/weekly assignments for progress and grades. These are specifically on your asynchronous days. All you have to do, you don't have to log in at the time, your class period time, but you do have 24 hours to complete said assignments. I will post all assignments by 8 a.m. every day, and you will have 24 hours from the start of your class period to complete that assignments. You're also responsible for communicating with me via Google Classroom or my school email if you need any additional support or if you're absent for any reason. As far as makeup assignments go, you will have the opportunity to make up any and all assignments and tests. Your only requirement is that you please reach out to me so that I can tell you when these assignments and tests are due, and we will work out a time frame that is reasonable between both of us. Please note that a 0 will be placed in the gradebook upon the due date until the assignment is made up. Then we went over the attendance policy. San Benito High School expects all students to engage on a daily basis, whether that be synchronously or asynchronously. Students will also be responsible for ensuring that their work does not suffer because of a lack of engagement, and all students are expected to engage in activities daily, asynchronously on their own to receive credit for attendance. For example, the due now, technically an asynchronous assignment. Then we went over plagiarism, cheating, and academic integrity, and understood that this was something that you guys have gone over many times before, so I was very brief about it. Plagiarism and cheating will not exist in this class. I'm pretty smart, so I will catch any plagiarism or cheating. Please be mindful. And if you have any additional questions or concerns, please refer to the Student Code of Conduct booklet. Then I shared my contact information. You may reach me at my school email. And if you need direct support, you can reach out to me and schedule an appointment via the direct support schedule under the tab Additional Office Hours. Again, we will go over this again later on in the week, so don't worry about this too much. And if you ever have any additional questions or concerns and want to reach out to me via email, please do this Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And if you reach out to me after 6 p.m., please expect for me to respond the following class day. Then finally, I just went over what is due. So as you can see here, you are responsible for completing the due now 24 hours from the start of your class period. If you're working asynchronously, which if you're watching this video, you probably are, so you have 24 hours from the start of your class period. If you're in my first period, you have until tomorrow at 8:20 a.m., etc., etc. And due on Friday, you are to complete the About Me questionnaire and a syllabus verification form, which is located in Google Classroom. And all that being said, that was our day, and I'm so excited to see you tomorrow. I'm so sorry that you couldn't attend class today. I totally understand. technical difficulties, inability to get into our Google Classroom because you're not getting the code, etc. Please know that you will not be penalized for today. Thank you for reaching out to me, and I will see you guys tomorrow.